guys, welcome back to my channel. I am back. I'm so excited to be making more crafts. Today I have for you some rustic home decor, and let's go ahead and get started. For the first project, I'm going to be using these metal pieces that I actually found on a site where they're building our new home. Many of you know that we're building a new home. And if I didn't find this, I will probably use the metal sheet pan for cookies from the Dollar Tree, and I will do the same thing, make them look galvanized and folded. I'm also going to be using these craft sticks. I believe they came from Walmart. Now I'm going to use Rust-Oleum chalk or Waverly chalk paint in color truffle. I had a little bowl with the water on the side where I dipped my brush a little bit. I wanted these to look like old wood, and this is how they turned out after they were dry. Now I'm just cutting off few, I think 4, yes, of these, the same sizes, and then I'm going to cut them lengthwise because I wanted them to be smaller, or actually thinner. And those are going to be, you will see later, corners. Now, after I was done cutting all these, I am going to first create a first corner. So take 2 of these pieces and I will hot glue them in an L shape, so creating a corner. I also reinforced from the inside wherever I needed. When I was done with the first corner, I attached these 2 metal pieces to my corner piece that I created, and I used the hot glue for all this. I spaced out these metal pieces a little bit. After that, I am going to create another corner piece like I'm showing over here, and I will attach it to the other side of these metal pieces. I will do exactly the same thing with other 2 metal pieces, and I will create 2 more of these corners. So when I was done with this part, I have 2 more of the metal strips left, and I will cut them in half. Like I'm showing over here, I'm using the cutting tools. It was a little bit challenging, but not too bad. And when I cut them in half, those are going to represent the sides. I'm actually creating a mini crate, let's say, galvanized crate. So I will now attach the sides to the other part from the inside of that little corner that I created. You see what I'm talking about. I'm probably not explaining it very well. I'll do the same thing with another 2 pieces, and then I'm going to have like you see 2 of these L-shaped pieces, and I will hot glue them together to create that rectangle mini crate that I wanted. So if you're recreating this, you can use any other kind of glue. I'm using a hot glue just for the filming purposes. It is so much easier and faster to do. Now I'm going to take more of these craft sticks, and I'm going to measure how much I need to cut to create the bottom part. So I cut out 3 of them, as you can see, and I put 2 little pieces on the bottom to make sure to keep it in place. And then I am hot gluing it in the corners, and that way it will stay in place. That's the bottom of my crate. Now I thought I should add something a little bit more, so I found these push pins. I think I got them off of Wish, but I know Dollar Tree carries them. And I cut off that little push part, the needle part. I didn't need it. And I'm hot gluing them in the corners on the top and the bottom of each of this craft stick corner. I actually pushed them a little bit because there is still a little part of that push pin, and that way it will be securely in place. And this is how it looks when it was all done. And now I'm going to take 2 succulents that actually came from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to put them in. I think this project turned out so sweet, so cute. It was very easy to make, as you can see, and I think it looks very high-end. I love the rustic look of it, and you can put anything inside that you like. It can be in my house for different seasons. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Jelena. I love crafting. I love doing DIYs. And if that's something that interests you, please visit my channel, watch my other videos, and if you like it enough, please subscribe. I would love to have you. Don't forget to turn on notification bell on so you don't miss any of my future videos. All my projects are on a budget, and most of them are rustic or farmhouse style. I'm also on a social media. I'm on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. So if you would like to connect with me, I would love to get to know you better. Most of my time I spend on Instagram, where I share more of my DIY projects and my family time and things that we do outside of the crafting. So please come and say hi. I would love to get to know you. For my second project, I'm going to be using this arrow wood plaque that came from the Dollar Tree. First thing I'm going to do is just cut off the tag and take out the twine and fill out these holes. Now, I didn't have any wood filler with me, but I saw somewhere that you can use toothpaste. I did it, and actually it worked. It just took a longer time to dry. So after I was done with this, I'm taking the same craft sticks from the previous project, and I'm measuring out how much I need to cut to create the roof. So I'm going to be using this arrow sign as my mini house. So I'm cutting this off with my X-Acto knife, and I'm sanding off a little bit. Then I'm taking Waverly chalk paint in a color truffle, and the same thing I was doing earlier in the previous project. I am just kind of staining it, not completely painting it. I just wanted it to look really like a rustic wood. While that was drying, I'm taking this beautiful wood looking paper that came from craft paper that came from Hobby Lobby for 25 cents, and I'm tracing this house, and then I am going to use just a regular school glue to attach it. If you're recreating this, you can certainly use Mod Podge if you want something permanent. For me, I realized this is good because I can take it off for future projects if I want to reuse it. Now I flipped it upside down, and I actually am cutting off with my X-Acto knife the anything that's sticking out. It was easy to do. And then I'm taking the sand block from the Dollar Tree, and I'm sanding off again the edges, making sure any leftover of the paper is sanded off and just making it more rustic. Now I'm taking the same brush that I used before with the truffle paint, and I'm just kind of going around the edges, making them look more rustic. I've created for you guys this printable if you want to use it for this project or any other project. I'm going to have it linked in the description box down below. But I decided to go ahead and freehand this saying and this wreath by myself. The font is very similar, so let's see how I did. So I took my pencil and eraser and I started freehanding it. And after I was done with that, I am taking this fine tip marker in a black color and I am going over my lettering. I enhanced some part of the letters, like you see me doing it over here, just to make it look more, nice. After I was completely done with this, I am going on and creating my wreath on the top of this house. So I'm just creating a circle with one of the paints that I had on hand. And then I actually found a picture of a wreath online, and I just did my best to recreate it. It wasn't exactly like that, but really it doesn't matter. So after that, I'm taking a Waverly chalk paint in a color moss and very, very fine brush. And I am just painting this wreath. This, if you know my channel, if you're watching my videos, I like to really paint that calms me down, and kind of like it's something that I really like to do. So next I'm taking Rust-Oleum chalk paint in a color white, and I'm going over this wreath leaves just a little bit to add some shading in a white color. Next I'm taking Waverly chalk paint in a color mineral, and I am creating that wreath, middle part of the wreath. I don't know what is it called. Now I'm taking this same white paint and going over very lightly because I didn't want those letters to be very dark black. And then I'm attaching my roof with the hot glue. And after that, the only thing left to do was to create a base. I took these tumbling blocks that came from the Dollar Tree. I'm putting together 2, and then I'm again putting together 2 more. Next, I'm putting my sign in between to measure how much space I need to leave. And I'm flipping it upside down and hot gluing 1 more tumbling block on the bottom, just on the tumbling block, not on the picture frame, because that way I can use it, or not on the sign, that way I can reuse this stand. And I'm adding another one on the bottom. So it was super easy to make. It's very, very simple. And then I'm adding a little bit of a white paint. Now I added a little more than I wanted, so I had to use some rag to clean it off so it's not that visible. It's more like rustic. So this is how it turned out. I think it's super, super cute. I love this. It is perfect addition to any shelf. That's what I think. And it was so inexpensive and easy to make. You saw how I did it. Now I have some announcement for you. My new upload time will be Tuesdays and Fridays, so the same days, but I will upload at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time from now on. I realized most of you are on at that time, so I wanted you guys to see my videos and not miss them out. So make sure to put that in your calendars. So for my third project, I'm taking these jumbo craft sticks that came from Walmart, and I was looking to find the ones that are not perfect. I wanted them to look very, very rustic. And now I'm making dents in them with my scissors. Next, I'm taking Beverly chalk paint in a color truffle, and same like with the 2 previous projects, I am creating the stain effect, creating this old wood look. After all of them were dry, so I actually painted on both front and back, it was time to cut the round tip. So I actually did not measure. I just cut some a little bit more, some a little bit less. I wanted all my sticks to be different size. So you will see in just a minute, they are actually different sizes. And after that, I went ahead and got my sanding block, and I started sanding just a little bit because I didn't want sharp edges. But I also made sure to maybe on some of the sticks cut off the ends, and I wanted it to look chipped. Now I'm taking 2 of these metal strips that I actually used for my first project. I'm gonna hot glue 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom. And like I said, if you don't have this, you can certainly use any sheet pan that you can find at the Dollar Tree, or anything similar that you have, or even a craft paper that looks like this. Now you see that there are these holes in them, so I'm going to use the same push pins that I used in my first project. This time I'm not going to cut them. I will put a little bit of hot glue and push them all the way through. I don't mind that the spaces between them is not even. I think it still looks beautiful. Now I'm going to freehand numbers 1 and 4. And then I am going to hot glue this rope that actually came from Hobby Lobby on these numbers. Now this, what I'm making is actually a house number plaque, but honestly, since we're so close to Valentine's Day, this can go for a Valentine's sign as well. So I think it was so easy to make, and I think it looks super cute and versatile. Now I'm just taking a little extra piece, tying a knot on both ends, and I'm hot gluing it on the top, like you see me doing it over here. I thought that rope looked a little too white or too neat and clean for my rustic project, so I took the same brush that I used earlier with the brown paint and just added here and there a little bit, made it dirty. So this is how this turned out. I love the style of it. I love everything about it, but I want to hear what you think. So tell me what you think in the comments. Which one was your favorite? Would you recreate any of these? And if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. It means so much to me, and please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited for this year, and I'm excited for making more beautiful projects. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.